Okay, so this is the half module that I said was technical. It's a half module because it's really short, and I just wanted, it's like a public service announcement that if you have your photos on your original storage device, say you took your videos with your smartphone, and I have them on my smartphone, and then I have a backup to Google Photos because I'm smart and I listen to Bethany, then you have one backup. Your smartphone is the original and Google Photos is your backup. Because I'm psycho, I have a backup to my backup. I personally use Mega, and I use Mega because it's 50 gig for free, and I use Google Photos because it's unlimited for free, so you can back it up in 2 places for free. Even if you're doing videos, you're not gonna have 50 gig of videos unless you talk a lot and it's like 4K, which there's not even TVs that completely support 4K. So 50 gig is a lot. Unlimited is a lot. But unless you have 2 backups, you don't have a backup to the backup. And I don't count the original smartphone as a backup. Because if something happens to the smartphone and you don't have it backed up, then it's gone. So this is just me telling you to have a backup to your backup. See? It's not painful. Over. It's over. See, in my mind, I look so cool. But my inside perception of what I look like and the outside perception, not the same. Okay, we are back to a little bit technical. This is more of explaining why this is important versus you going to do it. But I would like you to go do it, but it might make your head hurt just a little bit. And this is a backup to your backup. Now, your source is what you recorded on. So if you recorded on your smartphone, your source file is your original. That would be on your smartphone. If you recorded from a camcorder, then your original or your source, you can't see it. It says AKA your original. The type is cut off. Sorry. Your original is on whatever you recorded it on. If it's your smartphone, your digital recorder, that is your original, where it comes from. A backup is a copy of that. If you have something on your phone that you recorded and you don't have a copy anywhere, you just have an original. You don't have a backup. So a backup is making a copy of your video, of your story, of your memories, whatever it is that you captured. You need to back that up somewhere. In the session on storing your memories and storing your videos, I gave you several different options of how you can do that, and there's a bunch of free ones. So it shouldn't cost you anything to back these up, but it is so important to do this step. But that's not far enough. What I want you to do is I want you to make a backup of your backup. Yes, a copy of your copy. I just don't like everything being in one place. There are, I think they said 3 million people a year drop their phone in the toilet, and the claims are much, much higher than that. So say you record everything, you do your whole family in one day, it was amazing and great, and that day you drop your phone in your toilet. That would suck. So if you have a backup, then at least your wet phone isn't as bad because you have your file somewhere. And there's absolutely no reason that anyone that is recording on their smartphone does not have Google Photos app loaded, installed, set up, because anything you capture would be backed up and you don't have to do anything. But if you don't, and you're doing a camcorder, what if you drop that in the toilet? So some things can be recovered, but why? You don't have to. I would like you to have a backup to your backup. So let's talk about what that means. If your videos are on your phone and you back them up to Google Photos. That is one backup. But if you don't have anything besides your phone and Google Photos, survey says, no, you don't have a backup to your backup. What if you have something on your phone, Google Photos is a backup, and then you have a copy on Mega? Survey says, yes, you have a backup to your backup. Same thing, phone, Google Photos, Dropbox. You have a backup to your backup. I don't like it, but it's fine, and it will work. And you don't have to make me happy all the time, just some of the time. What if you have it on your computer and you have it on iCloud? Survey says, no, not a backup to your backup. You have an original on your computer, you have a backup on iCloud, which you don't own, Apple owns. If something happens to you, nobody has it. Not a backup to your backup. Another example, you have it on a camcorder, but the camcorder has an SD card. So technically, you have it on the camcorder and you have it on the SD card. So you have a backup, right? No. The SD card is storage for the camcorder. So you just have an original. And maybe you have a backup, depends on the camcorder. But it is not a backup to a backup. And the last example, because there are some of you out there that are actually going to write in pen and paper, or you're going to take things that are already on pen and paper and digitize them and save them. You want to make sure that your source is actually the pen and paper. So if you take a picture of that and you put it on your smartphone, I don't really consider that a backup because it's really the first original digital copy of your pen and paper. So in that case, technically the pen and paper, my son does air quotes in the wrong place. So he'll say, what do you think? Is it yes? And you're like, no? Anyway, so technically your original is pen and paper, but that is not a good original. And we want to get it off that. So if something happens, if it gets wet, if there's a fire, you don't lose it. So you want to make sure that you get it on something digital. So you take a picture and it's in your smartphone. Now you really want to make sure that you have a backup of that on Google Photos or on Amazon or wherever you want to back it up, Mega, and have another one. So I don't want to kill you with examples, but I do want to emphasize how important this is to make sure that it's in multiple places. I mean, I have literally probably 10 backup accounts. Now, I'm a little OCD and over the top, so I never want you to aspire to be like me, but all I'm saying is this is important. It's important to me. It should be very important to you, especially if you're going to go through the effort of doing all this, then make sure it's safe. Okay. Do you like my pretty chart? I think it's pretty. Okay. Talk to you later.